Well, have you ever wondered why storm systems strengthen when they move across the Great Plains of the United States? Well, we've all seen these big red L's on weather maps, right? Areas of low pressure or storm systems. And low pressure systems cause air to rise and consequently cause clouds. And in the springtime, severe thunderstorms sometimes on the plains. Well, there's a whole science behind why storm systems strengthen when they push onto the Great Plains of the United States. So let's take a look at this here in 3 dimensions. So as this area of low pressure pushes across the Rocky Mountains, it has to squeeze over the mountains. So think about this for a minute. What happens when a figure skater puts their arms out? They spin slower, right? So that's what happens with this area of low pressure. As it's going over the Rocky Mountains, it spins at a slower rate. Now watch this. When it moves east, or what we call lee of the Rocky Mountains, that storm system or that area of low pressure stretches out. Well, what happens when the system stretches? It's just like a figure skater bringing their arms in. It spins faster, and as a result, the storm gets stronger. So this is what we call lee cyclogenesis. Yeah, it's a mouthful. It's basically an area of low pressure that is forming or strengthening east of the Rocky Mountains. And it's because of that stretching component pushing off of the mountains and onto the plains. And that can cause a whole host of storms. It can cause snow in the wintertime, severe weather in the springtime, all sorts of things. But that's why you see the plains states in particular being quite active, right, when it comes to storminess. And again, it all has to do with the system, first of all, squeezing over the mountains, and then the spin increases east of the mountains as you get that stretching component. So some interesting science there. Again, it's called lee cyclogenesis, and that's a big component as to why we see those storm systems really strengthen in the nation's midsection. And often these storm systems will continue across the central United States and sometimes into the eastern and northeastern United States as well. And this is where storm track really comes into play, right? Because if you're north or northwest of the low, in certain seasons it could be snow. If you're southeast of the low, well, then it could be more rain or maybe severe thunderstorms. So storm track is also very important, but the mountains really play a role, especially when it comes to the storminess on the plains.